look at the starting lineup for tonight's ball game. You look at Doug Brooks. Brooks in the starting lineup for the 11th consecutive game. They feel like he just gives them a better tune defensively. On the flip side, for the Dayton Flyers, Zarius Williams has evolved for this Dayton Flyers team, the sophomore, and he's had to evolve because he's been pressed into even more duty with this senior-dominated bunch. Archie Miller, the head coach in his 6th year, 138 wins. You want to go to a practice and watch somebody coach a practice? This guy is one of the best practice coaches that you will ever find around the country. It's been emotional here at UD Arena here tonight, and Jamie Erdahl, the third member of our broadcast crew, has more on the seniors.
It certainly has, Tom, and both of these teams have a veteran presence, but tonight it was the Dayton seniors that were honored here before their final home game as a Flyer. Now, we were at Dayton's pregame shoot-around today. You could sense that heightened energy for this team to celebrate their senior class and for that opportunity to win this A-10 conference title. Now, head coach Archie Miller warned this team, do not run out of gas emotionally before this ball is even tipped, and once the game goes, just get to that first 4-minute mark and get into the tempo.
Well, Don Daly is ready. He's at center court. He tosses it up, and the VCU Rams control the tip. So we are underway. Get used to a little man-to-man defense here tonight at the University of Dayton.
Tom, you're right. They're going to both be physical and get after each other. I said the open points are going to be at a premium. You got two of the best defensive teams, not only Atlantic 10, but in the country.
Well, they feed Mo Alley Cox immediately. He can't get the first shot to go down, but he gets his own rebound. And what Jamie said was so important. And Archie laughed as soon as he said it, but he knows that he's talked about the adrenaline and making sure they control it. And another offensive rebound for VCU. Samir Dowdy's second shot is no good, and Kyle Davis with the rebound for Dayton.
If this game plays out the way we think, Tom, get used to seeing a lot of that. Everything is going to be challenged going to the rim.
Pollard goes over the backboard to try to get that shot. Who does he think he is, Larry Bird?
A little nervousness, as he said, you don't want to extinguish all of your energy to start the game.
It's a great point. It really is. Because when it all comes down to it, they're still kids, and they are wrapped up in the emotion of this senior night. Whistle blows, and a foul on the floor immediately. That foul is going to be called against Dayton and Kendall Pollard. It's his first, team's first.
As you can see, VCU, they're a very physical team. Pollard bringing it to them. Make sure they send a message right away. If I'm VCU, I'm going to try to go right back at him, see if I can get another foul.
When you see these two teams play, the way the game is called is extremely important because it is going to be a physical affair. It was the last time they faced each other when VCU won at 73-68.
A lot of off-ball action. A lot. Let's see how it unfolds this game.
There's the save by Kyle Davis. He has Charles coming on the floor.
You can see, Tom, this crowd is already into it, and that's what they need. They need easy baskets. You don't want to have to score against the teeth of that VCU defense the entire game.
Yeah, Will Wade talked to us today at shoot-around about transition defense, how they have to get back because Dayton will run the floor. Here's Doug Brooks for three, a little too strong. Mo Alley Cox with the rebounds, and now a jump ball, and the possession goes to Dayton.
You see again, a scrum there, a little scruff. Kyle Davis looking ahead, the acknowledgement. Mr. Cook with the finish.
And I think what we've seen so far, and it could change, we're only a minute and 40 seconds into the first half, but the officials are letting things play out a little bit more in this meeting between these two teams.
You think they would. You mean, think about it. They're playing for the championship. They don't want to be the reason that it doesn't go the way either one of these coaches wants to go. But at the end of the day, Kyle Davis, so athletic. He's picked it up his senior season.
Well, that's an incredible shot, such athleticism off the glass. It's 4-0 Dayton. Doug Brooks' second three attempt of the night is no good, and the rebound by Kyle Davis. And Davis is fouled by Samir Dowdy. All right, it's time now for our keys to the game. What do you think's going to happen here, Chris?
Hey, bottom line, and if you talk to Coach Will Wade, and this troubled them through the years, through this season, is turning the basketball over. They have to limit the turnovers, particularly live ball turnovers. And for Dayton, thinking about what happened in Richmond, rebound. They got to get physical, and they have to get on the glass.
Yeah, Dayton was out-rebounded 41-24 the last time. In fact, VCU had 26 second-chance points. Dayton with the lead. Here's Scoochie Smith. Gets Doug Brooks to move, but he can't get the shot to go down. And the loose ball rebound is pulled down by Mo Alley Cox. Here comes VCU in transition. They want to feed Tillman against Pollard. Foul is called, and Tillman will go to the free throw line. I think VCU is a little frustrated because they've had a ton of shots in the first 2.5 minutes of this game.
They have had a ton of shots. Not a great three-point shooting team. Get the ball far too easy in the lane. Pollard, who doesn't want to foul, is giving that shot up to Tillman. Now he's going to go to the line, knock 2 down.
So Tillman goes to the free throw line this year, 64%, and he makes his first. And by the way, that's important as well, because the last time these two teams faced each other, VCU was last time they faced each other here at Dayton, which was last year. They were 14 of 27 from the line. Tillman makes both. It's a 4-2 game. Jordan Burgess is going to check in for Dowdy. Also in for the first time is Josh Cunningham for the Dayton Flyers. Cunningham is one of the co-captains. He missed 21 games because of a torn ligament in his ankle. He's the transfer from Bradley. He's not the same player, but he's getting better. Archie Miller told us today at Shoot-Around, he said, listen, I may play Pollard and Cunningham together, and I might do it early on. An offensive foul is called, an illegal screen, and that will go against Cunningham.
That's that physical action, on-ball screen there. Cunningham tried to roll. Nice little trick there, little pick action. We got a veteran crew there right on top of that, Tom.
Yeah, he needed to stay a little longer to have that screen work. 4-2 the score. VCU is 0 for 6 from the floor so far, but 0 for 2 from beyond the arc. Brooks puts it on the deck, off the glass. Not good, but Tillman slams it home.
Brooks being very aggressive. They downed that ball screen, which means they're not going to let you use it, forcing baseline. Oh, how about that? Right there by Williams on Brooks.
Doug Brooks went falling to the floor. Now he sold it pretty good. We're tied at 4. 16:35 to play here in the first half.
There's going to be a lot of that. It's going to be a physical game. Look at it. I mean, every single play is going to be physical. That's the way VCU plays.
All right, we love the slam cam, and this is the reason why. Look at this. Look at Tillman. You can see him hovering.
And you can see that, again, no one can box out because the drive. And look at Brooks there. He's a tough kid. Coach Wade says he's his best on-ball defender, very aggressive, so he can certainly take that.
So Kyle Davis goes to the free throw line as the foul is called against VCU. Davis on the year, 65% from the line. And this is the first. Ryan Mikesell will check in. Zarius Williams will check out. Davis, the second shot.
Talking to Coach Will Wade earlier, they're not quite having it. They don't do the pressing like they used to do. A little bit more conservative, but still have that same intensity and energy, resulting in a lot of wins this year.
So we're more VCU.
Yeah.
The way VCU was before
I like that.
Shaka Smart took over. Another whistle and another foul. This one called against Mikesell of Dayton.
We talked about it's going to be a lot of fouls in this game. VCU fouled 30 times against Rhode Island. They were very physical. We'll see what happens tonight because they will have an imprint on this game. Maybe the game will be won at the foul line.
VCU now 1 of 8 from the floor. Jaquan Lewis, who averages 15.1 a game.
How about that?
Can't even get the shot off.
Another one.
A foul is called on Burgess, an illegal screen.
When I was a coach, I'd never liked on-ball for being fouls away from the ball. You see that replay again. I mean, you know.
He shuffled a little bit.
Just a little bit, but that's why a lot of coaches don't like to run that type of action because you leave it up to the referee to make that call.
Well, Burgess 6 with 2 personal fouls. Jonathan Williams, who's been hot for VCU, checks in. 16 for his last 32, 15 points, 17 points, and 14 points in the last 3 games. Here's Scoochie Smith, off-balance shot, count the bucket! Line. Well, one thing about these two teams, they both have unbelievable support staffs and unbelievable fans. You go watch a game at VCU, it is an event. Their band is as good a band as you will find around the country. Dayton's band is as good a band you're going to find around the country.
That's great basketball all over the country. People think of those Power Fives, and that's where it is. And you can see there's a
Jordan Burgess is down on the floor, and he's holding his eyes. I don't know if he got an elbow or not, but the officials will review it, or could review it. He's to the right.
Oh, looked like an elbow there by Cunningham.
Yeah, Cunningham looked like he got him right in the cheek.
I have to review that.
Well, they're going to call it a common play.
Oh, look at Will Wade. He says, okay.
Watch it again to the right. That's interesting.
I don't know. Inadvertent, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they have looked at that before when that stuff happens. And now a jump ball, and the possession goes to VCU. Well, that's surprising that would happen on that particular spot.
And VCU's changing their game plan. Again, they were just going to play man-to-man the whole game. Now they have to play zone. Now they have to pick up the pace. Again, you never know what's going to happen during the course of the game. You have to go with the flow of the game, and you have to coach.
Inbounds goes to Burgess. Off the glass, no good. And a foul is called on the floor. Hamdi is fouled on the floor.
I'm going to give Will Wade a high five here. He's been working the rest of the entire game. Looks like the calls are starting to go his way. Burgess driving hard. Mike Tell's got his arms, got him locked. Hamdi doing a good job of being physical and rebounding.
Well, it's already the 15th foul for Dayton. Cox outside for Brooks for three, and it's an air ball. And Cook with the rebound. Five fouls for Dayton. No fouls called yet against VCU, which is why the fans are a little upset.
Brooks is so active on the basketball. He really slides his feet well.
Here's Cook up top to Davis. Shot clock is at 9. Switch to the right. Davis again, corner for Cook. Separation, three, go!
Archie Smith gave him a smack on the butt. Said we needed that one. Loosen his zone up a little bit. That was a big time shot there, Tom.
20 points.
Three. Wow.
20 points for Cook. Daquan Lewis got a screen for a three. It's too strong, and the ball is saved by Brooks. Inside for Mo Alley-Cox. How about that?
They just never stop. It's like the Duracell Bunny commercial. They just keep going and going and going. You have to tag somebody, put a body on, because the team in black, there's no quitting them.
Well, Brooks did say to Will Wade earlier when he was asked, can anybody guard Scoochie Smith? He said, I can. Well, he had 2 fouls, so he couldn't, but now he's in the game. Is Hamdi with the steal over the top of Cunningham. The lead is 10 for Dayton. Mo Cox against Mike Sell, who faces up against him. Little help by Scoochie Smith. Back to Mo Cox. In off the glass, no good. Hamdi with the putback, it's good.
There's just no excuse for that. You know what they're going to do. They're not throwing Hamdi the ball. You have to be physical and box him out.
Well, the other thing to remember is that Kendall Pollard is on the bench with 4 fouls. It didn't matter on that play. Well, look at the extra movement here to get Cook open for the three.
Yeah, you flying at Scoochie Smith. That's never a good job. Step back three. That is a big-time shot. Most college kids cannot make that shot. And again, Hamdi helping uphill. You got to fake. You got to stunt at Scoochie Smith. He didn't try to get a charge on him or force him to make the floater, but let him throw it right behind you. Just as you can't do that. That's too easy.
Cunningham to the free throw line to finish off this three-point play. And it's good. The lead is back to 11 for Dayton. Plenty of time left in the game. Hamdi to Williams. Tillman's really trying to set up down low against Mike Sell, who's denying. Daquan Lewis to the basket. Offhand, no good. Cook with the rebound. Here comes Cook hesitating. 20 points for Cook. Scoochie Smith open for three.
About the Dayton Flyers, they fly the ball. They just come right at you.
Out of bounds. It'll remain VCU basketball. Will Wade's team is 2 of 9 from the floor, 2 of its last 9. As Lewis will take a break. Sam Miller comes in for Cunningham, who needs a breather.
Oh, this is a big-time game. Atlantic 10's great conference. These two teams here at the top. I think they're both going to be in the in-state tournament. And I'll tell you this, I wouldn't want to meet up with either one of these guys.
These are two very good teams. There's the steal, a potential steal, as Williams is fouled by Scoochie Smith. So that is the 6th foul for Dayton.
Williams had the angle on the ball. Williams like, you got to be kidding me.
A fresh 30 for VCU.
Still within striking distance. I'm telling you, with the three-point line, they can get hot at any time. This game is far from being over.
Hamdi backing his way in. Caught him on the baseline. Knocked away. Saved by Burgess. And Burgess is out of bounds.
Being physical, not fouling. Good job there. Staying vertical. Could have been called a foul, but Burgess definitely out of bounds.
Now substitution. Mo Cox is in for Hamdi.
Tom, they need to be careful how they're pressing. Because think about it. The one guy you don't want to get the ball going downhill is number 11. Right? So he's going to be able to make plays. He's got to stay in front of you. Make somebody else make plays.
Well, he has 16, but the guy with the ball right now, Charles Cook, he has 20. That's a pretty good 1-2 punch right there here tonight.
Senior night, special night for both of them, trying to win a championship.
Darrell Davis for 3. In!
They can smell it. Davis had an elite shooting year, the freshman last year. Continuing his ways. How about that nice jump hook by Tillman? Can't trade baskets, though, Tom. They got to stop him.
Absolutely.
You cannot continue to trade baskets. Climbs are too good.
And Cook goes sweeping in, blocked by Mo Cox. That's his 3rd block of the game. Now Williams up the floor. Williams into the paint. Williams leads it for Tillman, and too awkward a shot. He was caught underneath. Kind of forcing the offense there.
Like he tried to throw a lob there again. Williams getting caught in the air once again, not knowing what he's going to do. VCU back to man-to-man. I would space them a little bit, force them to shoot contested threes.
Cook has it knocked away momentarily. Now Scoochie Smith, and it's knocked away from behind and toward the baseline. Shot clock is at 2. Davis up to Cook. Shot clock at 1, and it's no good. It's a violation.
To him, the energy. Think about how much energy that it takes to coach a game for 40 minutes, particularly when you're in a dogfight like this. People just have no idea. Get a little peek.
Mo Cox, who's been dominant offensively in the second half, makes it a 10-point game again. A little pressure by VCU. Dayton's handled that pressure here tonight. They've done a nice job getting it through. I think they like when teams pressure them because they have guards that can get through it.
They do, but I would actually, how about that travel there? And that's what happens when you play zone and you try to speed them up. That's when you change tempos. But I would, as long as the ball's not in number 11 hands, it's okay for VCU. When it's in his hand, it's a problem.
There's Jonathan Williams in the backcourt with Brooks. Daquan Lewis is back in as well. Mo Cox and Tillman inside. Mo Cox is covered by Cunningham, helped out by Williams. Top to Brooks, into the paint, stepping to the basket. His Euro step was a little too long. And Tillman is called for the foul. That's his 2nd. And it's the team's 2nd with 10-12 to play here in the second half.
VCU just so aggressive, obviously missing a bunny there, but they just don't have that drive and kick action. Guys that can make threes, so everything's at the rim.
Nearly halfway through the second half, Darrell Davis covered up front from Jaquan Lewis. Here's Brooks, open floor. Heading to the basket, steps to the hoop, lays it in, and that was easy.
What did I tell you, Tom? Keep the ball out of 11's hands, right? It's a different ball game. I would deny him, face guard him the whole time, make everyone else make plays.
Over to Williams, now to Kyle Davis, covered by Brooks up top, back to Scoochie Smith. Scoochie Smith to the corner. And the ball knocked out of bounds by Tillman with 8 on the shot clock. Tonight at midnight Eastern, join our panel of college hoops experts in the studio for the latest edition of Inside College Basketball. March to March, presented by Carfax, as we bring you up to speed on everything happening on and off the court from around the entire nation. Only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Scoochie Smith on the inbound does not take the three. Tillman was out there to cover. Shot clock is at 3, now at 2, and a whistle blows with the shot clock at 2. They'll get Williams for the foul.
Just over-aggression. You had Saul slip around and out of control. You bailed him out by fouling him. You want him to play hard, but got to play just a tad bit smarter.
Fans are reacting because they thought that Cook was in the act of shooting, but the officials said the foul was on the floor. Fresh 30. Scoochie Smith has 16 points here tonight. Heading toward the basket, has it stripped away by Williams out of bounds. Only 10 seconds has gone off the shot clock. Leading scorer for VCU is Mo Alley-Cox with 18. Tillman has 14.
Miller talked about that energy, not exhausting it. I'm telling you this, it's 9 minutes to go. VCU's not going to quit. They're going to have to keep playing at a high level.
Out of bounds, and now with 5 on the shot clock, Dayton will have to inbound again. 9:01 to play here in the second half. Archie Miller in his 6th year.
Situation, 5 seconds, get the ball to Scoochie Smith, get out of the way, and just let him go, make a play.
Well, that looks like what they're trying to do. Shot clock is at 2, shot clock is at 1, and he does not get it off. That'll be a violation. That is the 12th turnover for Dayton. Archie Miller's team does not turn it over that often. But he knows that this crowd has an impact.
9 minutes to go. VCU seeing a little daylight right now.
Cox has 18 points, back at his way in. Ball is nearly stripped, gets it back, kicks it out for Brooks. Back inside for Mo Alley-Cox, into the paint, into the basket.
How about that repost? They got to go double him. They have to double him, force him to make a pass. He is too strong. With Pollard out of the game, there's no one that can guard him in there.
Yep, Kendall Pollard is out with 4 personal fouls. Brooks with the near steal. They go to the corner for Kyle Davis. Too strong with that 3, and it's knocked out of bounds. And it will remain Dayton basketball.
I mean, just too physical. That was a repost action. Cunningham, you have to guard him. They say you have to guard him before he gets the ball. You let any player worth their weight in salt in college basketball get the ball that close, and they'll jump hook you all day long.
15 on the shot clock, 8:21 to play here in the second half. The inbounds goes to Cunningham, and now a whistle blows with a foul called, I believe, on Brooks, who was going in for the steal. And it'll be 2 shots for Cunningham. 3rd foul on Brooks. First one this half for him. And Cunningham to the line where he's an 87% free throw shooter. But let's put it in perspective. He's only attempted 15 because of the injury. I thought it was interesting listening to some quotes from Archie Miller earlier this year. He said if he does come back, he'll make a miraculous return. And that is exactly what's happened. And this is the first free throw.
One thing for sure, he has his hands full on defense with number 12 in black, because he's going to get a steady dive that, because they're going to keep going to him, and so they need him to do something on the other end to counteract that.
The second one. You gotta get yourself one of those right there, Chris. A pair of those sunglasses. You can put any message you want on them.
I can pull them off. I can pull them off.
66-59. Tillman will not take that 3. That's why they play often. And a foul called on Cunningham. That'll send Mo Alley-Cox to the free throw line.
You just see how big. Look at his shoulders. It's like playing Tony Gonzalez in football. Like, the bottom line is, you see Gonzalez doing a good job fighting Scoochie Smith there, but he's just too big. And even if he doesn't get the ball and score a jump hook, getting to the foul line works as well, because now you have a chance to score with no time being taken off the clock.
Cunningham, by the way, checks out with 3 fouls, so he has 3. Pollard has 4. So that means that Sam Miller comes in. And Noah Cox to the free throw line. 2 of 3, 3 of 4, and this is part of the game where he's really improved. 75% free throw shooter since the start of his junior year. He was at 55% when he was a freshman.
Getting in the gym, hard work. It's just habits. Even though he missed a second, still having an effect on his game, getting to the line.
This was a very comfortable lead for Dayton. They led by 14 with 12:08 to play in the second half. It's down to 6.
Seems like the momentum is in VCU's hand right now. They need someone to step up and make plays for Dayton.
Shot clock is down to 5. The steal by Williams. Williams 1-on-2, sweeps it in, no good. Rebound is tipped. Here comes Kyle Davis. Davis with Noah Cox there. That's a heck of a swing.
Unbelievable.
It could have been a 4-point game. Instead, it's back to 8.
How about that phenomenal finish by Kyle Davis?
Lewis, I thought, dribbled already and then got it back. Here's Burgess for 3, and it's no good. And a whistle blows, and Tillman goes hard. He's had a game left this weekend, but if they hold serve this weekend, then VCU and Dayton will share the Atlantic 10 regular season title. As Tillman makes the first free throw, this is the foul situation. It's more tedious for Dayton because Kendall Pollard's been sitting for a while with 4, and Zarius Williams has 4 now.
The question is, when is Coach Miller going to bring him back into the game? He has sat for a while. Ollie Cox has had his way with whoever's guarding him.
Well, the lead is down to 6 after Tillman makes both of those free throws. VCU 13 of 18 from the free throw line. Whistle blows and the foul called on Jaquan Lewis.
He's getting physical with Scoochie Smith. Just no reason to guard him that so far from the rim. You know, space him. The one thing he does is make plays. Just be solid. You just don't need to give up fouls and get him closer to the bonus so they can start making free throws. But hey, who am I? That's the way they play. They're a very physical team. They intimidate you. They go after you, and that's the way they play. But that probably wasn't the smartest play.
Well, fresh 30 now for Dayton with the basketball. Up by 6.
Matchup zone. Looks like it's man and zone. The way they play it. Coach Woodward said there's so many different reads.
Charles Cook left open for the 3. It's no good. Doug Brooks with the rebound. A 6-point deficit for VCU, and now they have the ball.
Exactly what I thought. Coming off the screen, they did not help off Scoochie Smith or somebody else to make plays.
Well, Cox is covered by Cunningham on the right side. They go down low to Tillman. Off the glass, he should have stopped, dropped, and then laid it in.
It has been the story of the game. As soon as they get close, Coach could make the guard. Every single time.
He had time to come down, get his bearings, and then go up. Scoochie Smith for 3.
It's like the layup Kyle Davis made. They had a chance to cut it to 4. They got a layup here, and they don't make it. Now Scoochie makes the 3.
And the lead is back to 9.
Playing Dayton at home is going to be a small margin of error. You're not going to get 1,000 chances.
And Tillman is fouled, so he'll go to the free throw line. And he's got some words for some of the Flyers.
Tillman, as you said, could have come down
Absolutely.
and laid that up. And then Scoochie right off the screen. Again, that happened earlier in the game. Tillman says, should I guard him or not? Can't leave him. He's a marksman from out there.
Noah Cox to the free throw line.
VCU.
9-point deficit. You got the 4-minute timeout. You got to keep it within 5. To keep it within 5. Plenty of time to steal this victory.
He misses the free throw. Tillman with the rebound. Putback is good, and he's fouled.
How about that? Look at Archie Miller. He's over there saying, are you kidding me? Over the top, Josh Cunningham, he's had a tough time tonight. Archie Miller had his hand in his face saying, guys, come on. We talked about this.
Tillman trying to convert the three-point play. Does not. The rebound by Burgess with the call of foul on him.
Fans will let them
Look at Archie's reaction.
You say they're working. They're working.
Dayton with the basketball. Kyle Davis, Scoochie Smith up top. Charles Cook, Ryan Mikesell, Cunningham in the middle. Pollard has 4 fouls. He's been sitting for a while.
I like the way VCU is basically taking the ball out of Scoochie Smith's hands and forcing guys that are scorers now to be playmakers. Got away with the walk there.
Absolutely got away with the walk.
But see, Tom, that's the strategy there. You see what's happening now? Charles Smith, who's a finisher, a catch-and-shoot guy, is trying to make plays, and that's not his job on the team.
VCU will let the basketball roll, and time will not go off the clock. Archie Miller signals the student section to get to their feet. Tillman down low to Mo Alley-Cox. That is 17 second-half points.
And if you're going to front on it, you know that Tillman can't make the shot, the three-pointer from the high post. There has to be early help.
Davis to the corner. Dayton likes that shot when Cook gets it in the corner. It's down to 5. Earlier in this half, it was down to 4. Davis from the corner for 3. It's no good. Tillman rips down the board. Here comes Lewis. Lewis, slight hesitation to the basket. Reverse layup is good.
How about that? Davis with the reverse. 3-point game, Tom.
71-68.
There's going to be a dogfight. They just have to fight. Wade, his strategy, keeping the ball out of Scoochie Smith's hand, is paying off.
4 minutes to play in the second half. If Dayton wins, they win the outright regular season title in the A-10. Scoochie Smith has it knocked out of bounds.
Down the gut of the lane.
Scoochie Smith gets it into Cunningham. Deflected for a moment. He'll let it fly. It's good! Not much you can do about that if you're VCU. That's a heck of a shot.
I'd rather be lucky than good, as my old coach used to say.
3:35 to play in the second half.
Back to Cox, forcing the double team and play off the double.
Brooks shot clock at 7. Falling, doesn't get the shot to go down. The rebound is out of bounds off the hands of Scoochie Smith.
He's so physical. This team is black. VCU is so active. Look at the play here. You think, oh wow, got Cunningham going with a turnaround jump shot. What's the chance of making that? Nothing but net.
Well, that's what happens when you don't think about it. You just get it and go. For those of you tuning in for the Air Force and San Diego State game, you'll be able to find that online at cbssports.com/live as soon as it tips off. And of course, we'll get you out there immediately after the conclusion of this game. March to March presented by California Almonds continues. Andrew Catalan, Steve Lapis, Jenny Dell are all out in San Diego. But we still have 3:20 to play here at least. He's led the whole way. They lead it by 5. Lewis for 3. Too strong. Rebound is loose. Picked up by Mo Alley-Cox. Lewis right to the rim. Count the bucket.
Amazing. Absolutely phenomenal. The physicality of VCU. They just go after every loose ball. You see, starts with Alley-Cox, number 12. Tom, what can you say?
Well, that's 15 offensive rebounds for VCU in this game. Lewis converts the free throw, and the lead is down to 2. 73-71, 3:09 to play.
You told Archie Miller before this game he shoot 58%. VCU would not make any threes, and it'd be a 2-point game with 3 minutes to go. He wouldn't believe it. But the offensive rebounding has been the difference.
Kendall Pollard up top playing with 4 fouls. Richie Smith peeking in, gets it to Pollard, double team with Burgess, outside for Davis, shot clock at 5, tough pass down low to Cunningham, shot clock at 2, Cook lets it go, and it's off the side of the rim, the rebound by Burgess, and VCU can tie it or take the lead.
Suffocating defense, they have turned it up another notch.
Mo Cox into the paint, he has 17, he misses the front of the rim.
Good plays it out here, good no call by the officials, allowing them to play. Got a ball game with 2 minutes to go. That's what we want for the Atlantic 10 championship. This is the way it should end, Tom.
If Dayton wins, they win the outright regular season title. If VCU wins, they're in the driver's seat because of the 2 wins against Dayton. Pollard has it blocked away. Here comes Pollard again. Fadeaway jumper. No good. And the foul on Burgess. Oh, Cox has done everything tonight. You figured this was going to go in, but Cunningham did a good job staying his grounds.
Good no call there by the ref. See how he rode him from the bottom. McQueen Burgess used his lower. He had his hands up, but his lower body made contact with Pollard.
So Pollard 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Dayton 15 of 20 as a team. It's the first.
That's why he's so important. So he's the one low post presence that they have. He's been sitting out the entire half, so they have to score different ways.
Second shot. And it's no good. And the rebound by Burgess. The lead is 3. 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Lewis to Mo Cox going up off the glass. No good. Tough shot saved out of bounds by Scoochie Smith. Here come the Flyers trying to add to this 3-point lead. How is that not a traveling violation or a foul?
I thought that was 2 fouls. I thought Mo Cox got fouled. And I thought Scoochie Smith got fouled. The refs have been blowing the whistle thus far. Haven't gone the last 2 possessions. Maybe they say, hey, we're not going to be different the last 2 minutes.
Timeout call by VCU. Their has been able to play most of the second half defensively.
It's certainly been the difference.
1:30 to play. VCU down 3. They've made just 2 threes in this game, which is not odd for them. Lewis thought about the 3 there. Shot clock is at 7 off the screen set by Mo Cox. And a bumping foul called on Cunningham.
Take the foul, man. Lewis made a 3.
That's 4 fouls on Cunningham. And Lewis to the free throw line. 5 for 5.
Archie Miller is not happy at all. I like Will Wade's aggressiveness. He came out and ran a set, a pin down, a double screen down. He tried to get the 3 to tie the ball game up.
And Williams misses the free throw, his first miss of the night. As Jamie mentioned earlier, this game was destined to come down to free throws.
Wow, look at that pandemonium behind the basket.
Didn't faze Lewis, but it was really impressive to see.
Well, free throws are all about habits, not about the environment.
1:15 to play. Brooks with the near steal from behind. All right, so they've got it in the hands of Scoochie Smith. I think he wants everybody to clear out and see if he can get to the basket.
End of the shot clock. Come set a ball screen. Come set a ball screen for Scoochie Smith and allow him to make a play.
Cook, separation 3. No good. Pollard with the rebound. It's tipped out of his hands. 48 seconds to play. VCU has 1 timeout. Dayton has 3.
Let's see if they try to go to Cox. Even if they score, they can get the ball back.
Mo Cox trying to set the screen. He was open for a moment. Shot clock is at 10. Lewis peeking in. Shot clock at 5. They go into Mo Cox. Gets toward the basket. Stripped from behind. Out of bounds. It'll remain VCU basketball with 1 on the shot clock. There's no change of possession. Oh, now they say, no, they're going to say change of possession. 22 seconds to play. They may look at this. Tim Clougherty, one of the officials, said reset the shot clock. Now he conferred. Nope, they're going to keep 22 seconds on the game clock. The shot clock is off.
They're going to get the last shot. Go see the VCU.
VCU has one timeout left.
Yeah, I don't know why. I would call a timeout here to set something up with 22 seconds.
They go down low to Mo Cox. Along the corner, Jaquan Lewis. No good. And the rebound pulled down by Davis, who's fouled by Burgess.
Down. If he makes one of them, it's still a game. They can tie it up.
Well, it's got to be the first one because it's the front end of the 1-and-1. And he does get the friendly roll on senior night. And now the second one to make it a 4-point game.
Even if he knocks this down, VCU can speed dribble down with Lewis and get a layup. And foul and still forced him to have to go to the foul line again.
The lead is 4. 16.2 to play. VCU's 3 from Lewis. No good. Pollard with the rebound. He's fouled from behind. Well, if you're a senior, I would think you lay things like this out every single year. Trying to wrap up senior night with a victory and an Atlantic 10 regular season title. And one of your seniors is to the free throw line to try to ice the game with 9.8 to play. Front into the 1-and-1 is good.
This crowd is electric. They can feel it. They can taste it. Outright championship. He knocks this down. His academic, Tom.
He knocks it down. 78-72. 9.8 to play. Lewis trying to force the action. Step back 3. It's short. Rebound is pulled out by Scoochie Smith, and he is fouled on the baseline. If they had anxiety at the beginning, now they have ecstasy. They're trying to ice it at the free throw line once again. They are 20 of 26 from the line. There's just not enough time for VCU to do anything at this point.
Tom, you got to credit VCU. They fought valiantly tonight.
Yep.
I mean, they really laid it out there. As I mentioned, you had to be able to make threes, though. They fought hard, offensive rebounded. If they just could have made a couple of three-point shots, I think it would have been the difference in the game.
2 of 15 from beyond the arc, VCU. Scoochie Smith with another free throw. He misses, gets his own rebound, tips it away. That's going to do it. The Dayton Flyers with the outright Atlantic 10 regular season championship.
1 for 8 right now from the field. They got to start making some baskets here. They don't want Dayton to get ahead of them too early.
Smith makes the free throw. The last foul is on Jaquan Lewis. It was his first. So 8-4 Dayton is on top. But a couple things to look at. You see Kyle Davis, who is covering Jonathan Williams up top. He already has 3 rebounds. Archie Miller said rebounding of the guards needs to be important tonight, and Davis needs them for the Dayton Flyers.
And he's certainly very athletic and one of their physical players as a senior. He needs to step up those long rebounds. You see, it's going to be that type of game all game long, getting on the floor, physicality, fouls. Whoever brings the pain is going to be the one that comes up with the W.
Well, it's a jump ball, and the possession remains with VCU. Darrell Davis checks in for Kyle Davis. So the possession belongs for VCU. The Rams already with 4 offensive rebounds in the first 4.5 minutes of this game.
Tom, when I was coaching, it was winning on the road. This is going to be one of those games for VCU. They got to be ugly. They got to make it physical and get it done on the road. They're not going to make a lot of threes. They're going to throw it inside, crash the paint, and rebound the basketball. And it's going to be a fist fight all night long.
Bill Wade told us today to shoot around. We've talked to him about this before. As Cook launches the 3, no good. Tillman with the rebound. He said, listen, I was worried at the beginning of the year about how we were going to shoot the ball. He said, but I'm not necessarily concerned about how we shoot the 3. I'm necessarily concerned about that right there. Jonathan Williams going to the rim.
And that's just scouting report. Jonathan Williams has only made 1 3 all season long. You play off him and space him and not allow him to get to the rim and make plays.
Tied up at 8, 14:50 to play here in the first half. Cook working along the baseline. A little help it down low, and Cunningham lays it in. Count the bucket. He's going to the free throw line.
How loud this crowd is. We can't even hear the whistles, Tom. At the end of the day, Charles Cook doing what a good senior does, playing catch with his teammate. Two guys come, make the great pass. Now you got one plus a free.
So the Flyers on top by 2, 10-8. So an inadvertent whistle, so no foul called on that bucket.
Wow, how about that? It's a good way to become unpopular with this crowd right away, right?
I talked to all three officials today, Tim Clougherty, A.J. Desai, and Don Daly. All were looking forward to the atmosphere of this arena tonight. How can you not? Here's Williams, who tried to awkwardly leave it for Tillman. Probably should have just kept going to the basket.
Let's just put it up and laid it up. Always teach young guards, when you jump in the air, have somewhere to go. You got to think about it. Can't jump in the air and think about it then. It's much too late. He was much too close, by the way.
Screen, Scoochie Smith knifes his way through. Mullen Cox with the block. He's second all time at VCU.
And he has a 7'1" wingspan. Look at those calves. Looks like an NFL player out there. He is one. When you get to the rim, you better be sure about what you're doing when you're going there.
Ball is tipped across midcourt, so it's going to be a backcourt violation.
Wade not happy about that one. He is fired up already. See that mic? He's mic'd up, Tom, so you got to be careful.
Well, we look at the senior class comparison between these two schools. I mean, they're very similar. VCU only has one less win than Dayton does. They're seniors. VCU's won 3 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams.
When you look at what VCU did when Shaka Smart was there, and Will Wade has continued that tradition. And Archie Miller, after his first couple years, he has this thing moving in an unbelievable direction. He's a tremendous program.
Took off the front of the rim. Brooks with the rebound. 20 wins in Warren, 5 of the last 6. As Cunningham cuts off that awkward pass by Williams.
See, that's nothing but scouting report. They know when Jonathan Williams jumps in the air, they'll try to pass the basketball.
Whitesell can't hold on. The ball rolling loose. Picked up by Scoochie Smith along the sidelines. Long pass to the baseline is saved by Charles Cook.
Now they are flying around the floor tonight. There might be a championship on the line. See there? Diving on loose balls. A little Hollywood action there by Scooch. The ball is flying from one side of the floor. Again, just another senseless foul, though.
Dowdy's going to check in. Brooks will check out. That foul was on Malik Crawford, by the way, for VCU. So Dayton with a fresh 30. And they lead it by 2, 10-8. Here is Scoochie Smith, who Archie Miller said, listen, if we win the Atlantic 10 regular season title, I think he should be the player of the year in the conference. See, Kyle Davis is our MVP, but I think because of the way Scoochie Smith has played and what he's meant, as Pollard forces the action and draws the foul, he should be the A-10 player of the year.
Well, he's certainly a tremendous player, and he's been a great senior and leader. You see Will Wade said he's got his hands straight up. What else do you want him to do? That's really tough point of emphasis with post defense, and Pollard's a load to handle in there.
So Pollard goes to the line, 66%. Pollard averages just under 14 points per game. It's the first one. We mentioned there are 3 1,000-point scorers that are part of the senior class, Scoochie Smith being one of them with 1,222 points, 3-time team captain. That's the most in Dayton history. So with all the good seniors they have, he is basically the leader of the pack.
He certainly is, and one of the top 6. I say they have 1,400 assists. That is amazing. And you mentioned the rich tradition, the amount of players, the big-time guys that have come through here. Scoochie Smith has done his thing in Dayton.
Dayton with a 4-point lead. VCU has turned it over 3 straight times. Profield. Dowdy looking in for Hamdi Mohammed. He had a very good game the last time these two teams faced each other. Shot clock down to 5. Profield, shot clock at 2. Now to Williams. Whistle blows. And a foul along the baseline against Darrell Davis.
Another one of those off-the-ball fouls, Tom. I mean, and that's what's going on. That's what happened when the last time these teams played. The physicality is off the charts right now in this game.
Watch the right side of the screen.
They just grabbed him. A little Hollywood action there, but he did grab him nonetheless. At the end of the shot clock, just, again, not a smart foul.
So a fresh 30 of the near steal. Dowdy has it. Dayton's defense has been very good. They're forcing a lot of errant passes.
Active, very athletic, experienced bunch. Best defensive team in the league.
Williams, and he does get the roll.
Basketball, Justin Tillman.
So it was Tillman who gets the roll, and now it is a 12-10 ball game. Dayton is on top.
But think about the way they have to score nothing smooth, particularly as smooth as Scoochy there, getting to the rim.
Well, they worked on that today. Shoot around. Archie Miller said, this is the way we're going to start the game with that particular play. Well, they didn't get a chance to use it earlier, so they use it here.
When you play a team that's physical, in VCU, you cannot be afraid. They're like a bully. They bully. They come after you. You got to punch them in the mouth.
There's 12 minutes to play here in the first half. Shot clock is at 7. Here's Jonathan Williams. Reverse layup. It's good.
Basketball, Jonathan Williams.
Impressive move for the junior.
Very impressive. Kyle Davis, a reliable defender. Again, he wants to drive the basketball, space him a little bit, and force him to shoot the basketball from the perimeter.
Three pass goes to Pollard. Faces up against Tillman. Off the glass. It's good.
Pollard, how about that move there? A little slip through, sweep it through. Tillman doesn't want to foul. Needs some help on the weak side. Can't let him go one-on-one like that all night. It's going to be a long one, Tom.
Yeah, Hamdi came over to help, but Pollard was already tired.
Yeah, he was real quick with that move. Very light on his feet.
We talked about the emphasis of points in the paint. Each team with 10 points in the paint so far. And a traveling violation called against VCU. Standing. Appreciate VCU as an athletic department and Will Wade allowing us to listen in tonight. Under 11 minutes to play here in the first half as Doug Brooks is going to be called for a tripping foul. So that is the 17th foul for VCU. Charles Cook is going to check back in.
Dayton's already in the bonus. I mean, you see Will Wade saying box out, but they got to play with a little bit more discipline. A little bit more discipline. You're on the road. It's a tough environment to play in. You can't give them easy points. Make them score against your defense, but you got to play with your feet and not your hands.
Scucci makes the first free throw. What was the toughest environment for you as a player at Villanova to play in?
Oh, man, as a player?
Yeah.
There's no question playing at Syracuse in the Carrier Dome.
How would you guys overcome some of the intensity of it?
I mean, when you practice, they have the loud music and everything. Then you have Rolly Massimino yelling and screaming at you all day long. Trust me, that's enough. No road environment was tougher than that.
Well, Jamie talked about the adrenaline, how he thought that Dayton, that they would have to handle that a little bit. They seem to have overcome that. Jamie, you are near the student section, so you probably have a better feeling about this than we do.
I do. I'm glad I have 2 ears blocking my eardrums right now because this student section is intense. But I was also going to mention to keep in mind something Will Wade told us earlier today, and that was about the free throws. Remember, he said, we made more free throws in this first game than they attempted, but now Dayton's already in the bonus, so something to watch.
Yeah, it's an excellent point. 5-point lead for Dayton after the 3 by VCU, the 2 by Cook. The pass deflected toward the corner and dropped out of bounds by Charles Cook. And with 18 on the shot clock, VCU will get the basketball back.
Tom, incidentally, that was the first 3 of the game that was made. VCU, I believe they're going to have to make some threes to win this game on the road in Dayton. They're that tough of an opponent.
Bounce goes to Dowdy. Dowdy cut off by 2 defenders. Here's Jaquan Lewis. He's been quiet so far. Shot clock down to 5. Brooks covered by Scucci Smith. Shot clock at 2. Off the side of the rim and the rebound by Pollard.
Yeah, they just make it so tough. They're disciplined defenders. They play that pack line defense and keep it tight. You got to move the basketball from one side of the floor to the other, get them to shift, and then attack.
Pollard to the basket, no good. Off the back of the iron, whistle blows, and the foul going to be called against Zarius Williams for Dayton.
See Pollard driving to the rim there. Great defense, not fouling there by Hamdi. Coming over back. It's a physical game. That's what it's going to be this entire game. Better bring your lunch pail today.
Absolutely. Well, now you mentioned that Dayton is shooting free throws for the rest of the half. Jamie mentioned how important free throws are. Now both teams for the rest of the half will be shooting free throws because VCU has 17 fouls. Dayton has 6. VCU with the basketball.
And for a championship, there's going to be no stone left unturned tonight. And there's a travel there. Thought that was a foul there.
Yeah, Hamdi called for the traveling violation, so a turnover for VCU. It is already the 6th turnover for the Rams.
Even though Hamdi tried, I like them going at power, getting that second foul. Get that second foul, get him out of the game is crucial.
Cook, the transfer from JMU into the paint, leans to the hoop, off the back of the iron. It's 22-15. Dayton's on top.
Isolation, driving to the rim. If you don't get the basket, you'll get the foul and go to the foul line. Good job there. Coach Miller calling those plays out.
Dowdy hands it off to Lewis. Lewis peeking in. Out of Brooks, and Brooks is bumped on the floor. Tomorrow at 6 Eastern, host Adam Shine turns the enthusiasm up to 11 as he gives you his take on everything happening in sports on and off the field on Time to Shine. Only on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Well, here's Doug Brooks to the free throw line. He'll have a 1-and-1 opportunity. VCU 2 for 2, make it 2 for 3, and the rebound is saved by Brooks. 5 offensive rebounds for VCU. Cox backing his way in. Off the side of the rim, Pollard with the rebound. Cox may have gotten away with a traveling violation on that shot. Here's Crosby, leaves it out for Pollard. Pollard won't necessarily take that 3. Crosby, a little too strong. And the rebound by Cunningham, blocked by Hamdi, and then dropped out of bounds. It'll remain Dayton basketball.
See again, him not getting off the floor the way he wanted, getting that lift. It's just hustle play. They're going to keep going at it all game tonight.
Yeah, Archie Miller told us today at shoot-around with as far as Cunningham goes, he goes, the one thing that he has to learn, that it's hard to come back with an injury when you miss 21 games because he's not in the same kind of shape he was at the start of the season because his conditioning has had to happen on the fly. Pollard pulls the ball back, gets it into the hands of Cook. Under 8 minutes to play here in the first half. Cook with a spinning move, and I'm surprised they didn't call that a traveling violation. Instead, they call a foul inside.
Most cool, calm, and collected in that huddle.
I thought it was interesting today, too, when he was talking to us about it, where he talked about meeting them as juniors, but he said getting to know their families, telling their families what his plan was. He said, and everything that he said to them and the coaching staff said to these seniors has come to fruition, and maybe even more.
Oh, no question. Think about it. I mean, Archie Miller, you got his brother Sean, you got his father. He's a basketball guy. His pedigree is amazing. So he understands all that. And in building this program, which already had great tradition,
Absolutely.
He's just giving it great culture as well. And I'm proud of these young men.
23-15, 7.5 to play here in the first half. Shot clock is down to 5. Williams, step back jumper is no good. And the rebound is knocked out of bounds. It will be Dayton basketball. What you're watching Dayton do defensively here tonight is what we saw at shoot-around today. High hands, getting out along the perimeter and not allowing VCU to even drive into the paint.
And they're so active. And here's the deal. VCU 1 for 15 last game out against Rhode Island. They can't make threes. That's not their thing. So they can't space them out. So they're trying to get to the rim and make plays and get that second shot. Dayton's done a great job digging in so far.
Flyers with the basketball. They've held VCU scoreless for the last 3.5 minutes. And the foul is called on Doug Brooks. That's his second personal foul. And now a technical foul is called on Will Wade.
Will Wade with a stoic look on his face, just sitting there. Must have said something the official did not like. But, he talked about the amount of fouls, the off-ball fouls from the last game that they played. And they have really just continued this game here. So what's going to have to happen is VCU needs to make an adjustment. You're going to have to adjust the way you play. The refs are calling fouls. It's that type of game. Make the adjustment, or this game will get out of hand very quickly.
Well, Cook misses the technical free throw. The first one. So makes the second one. Watch Will Wade. Doesn't look like he said anything, but he slaps the scorer's table. And at that point, that may be where A.J. Desai decided to give him a technical.
You can't show the official up as he's making a call. He's still pleading his case there to official clock it is. It's one of those games. He may use it to fire his team up here and get them going. But again, the adjustment has to be made on moving your feet, not fouling. He didn't want to play zone, right? Because they scored 18 points against his zone last time, but he may have to go to that to preserve some fouls.
Well, this is a huge swing right here. So, Charles Cook to the free throw line for a fourth time to see if he can get into double digits. And he makes the second one here and the third one overall in that sequence, and it's an 11-point lead for Dayton.
Think about this, VCU, they're down now 11 points. Dayton has not made a three-point shot. It's just driving to the rim and free throws. Got to make an adjustment. I may want to go zone here if I'm Will Wade. Get them off a little bit off balance.
Jaquan Lewis with the three, no good. Whistle blows as Justin Tillman's shot is off the mark, but he'll go to the free throw line. That foul is on Pollard, the holding foul. That's his second foul. It's the team's eighth. Mike Sell is going to check in momentarily for Dayton, and Tillman will go to the free throw line where he's 2 for 2. And 3 for 3.
Love his free throw shooting style. Just walks up and shoots the basketball. And he's an elite rebounder. One game this year, 21 rebounds. And they remind me, I remember working with our colleague Steve Lapis. I used to work for him at Villanova. We used to play UConn and Jim Calhoun. This team, their second shot is their best shot, and that's what you're seeing with this VCU Ram team.
Yeah, and that style, by the way, that free throw style is the same thing that Jack Gibbs does for Davidson. He is so good with it. 26-15, 6.5 to play here in the first half. Well, Cox with a little help defense. Here's Cook going to the basket. Bounce pass to Cunningham. Off the glass. It's good.
So they're just spreading them out, ISO situation, and driving the basketball. Now that they're in the bonus, VCU's a little gun shy about fouling. May want to switch it up, as I said before. Play a little zone, make them score from different angles.
On senior night, Dayton with a 13-point lead. If they win this, they have won the outright regular season title in the Atlantic 10. VCU winners earlier this year against Dayton. Here's Lewis with his floater. Floater, leader, he used every bit of the rim to get that one to go down.
Yes, he did. And you see the strategy by Dayton is staying with the shooters, forcing those guys to make shots. Even though they can't make shots, they're not going to give them the step-in threes. And they're going to have to make those circle shots to the rim. How about that block?
Cook's crossover is blocked by Mo Alley Cox, but they're going to call goaltending. It looked like that may have hit a plateau when Mo Alley Cox deflected it away. But they're saying it was on its way down.
He is so athletic. He got up quick. That was close.
But he is athletic. There's no question about that. 11-point game. Told Mo today, I said, we're going to mention the NFL at some point here tonight, just so you know. That three is good from Jaquan Lewis.
3-point basket.
I said, we don't always mention it when we're doing your games. I know a lot of people do. And he said, hey, it's Combine Week. Scoochie Smith detonates it off the back of the iron.
I love Scoochie Smith. I've seen him before. I gave him a little bit of a hype. I said, man, you remind me of Kyrie with that handle. New York City's finest.
Well, that is a pretty good
I love him. He can really handle that basketball, gets wherever he wants with it.
Jaquan Lewis is fouled going up.
Just has it on a string. And here, getting to the rim is one thing, but the ability to finish is the other. And some guys are just really gifted at getting to the rim and making baskets. And Mr. Scoochie Smith is one of those guys.
Scoochie with some last bit of advice before Jaquan Lewis tries this free throw. Jaquan 82% from the free throw line. VCU tonight 4 of 5 from the line. Make it 5 of 6. And they've cut this to a 9-point deficit.
I said earlier, it's going to have to be an ugly win. VCU is going to have to make threes. Well, they're going to have to be more physical, force them to miss. But what Dayton is doing on the offense, they're spreading them out. And they know VCU likes to deny everything, and they're driving to the rim and going one-on-one.
Yeah, they're outscoring VCU 20-12 in the paint. Gucci Smith with a long bounce pass to Mike Sell for 3. First 3 of the night for the Flyers, and Tillman, right place, right time, takes that slip pass and lays it in.
Gucci Smith just making plays happen, but see how VCU scores? Everything's like a loose ball, a fadeaway shot. Every basket they have to earn.
Mike Sell decides not to go for the 3 there, and the block by Mo Alley Cox. Here comes Jaquan Lewis speeding toward the basket, gains control. Under 4 to play here in the first half. Lewis to the basket, his foul going up, and he'll go.
Run at them like that and allow them to get to the rim, but we'll see. They need Lewis to make some shots. Obviously, Williams is not a shooter. But at the end of the day, from the perimeter is where it's going to have to come from.
They're certainly making their free throws. They're 8 of 9 from the free throw line of this first half, which means they're down by 7 with 3:50 to play.
They're just a grinded out team. That's what's going to have to do today. They shoot 60% from the field. That's not going to work at home. They're not going to beat themselves.
Sam Miller with the handoff to Cook. Cook looking in. Gets up top to Kyle Davis. Open for 3.
Just great offensive execution. A little misdirection there. Again, taking advantage of VCU and their energy working against them, but they're a better shooting team.
Profield's 3 grazes the side of the rim and goes out of bounds, so that'll give the basketball back to Dayton. Well, Davis was wide open on this 3-pointer.
It was just offensive execution. They're coming off tight on that screen. Marley Cox got caught. Are you going to switch it? How are you going to guard that? That's what Will Wade was talking about for the other group, about pace. That was pace for the Flyers.
Dayton's on top by 10. Whistle blows and the foul called against Sam Miller. A moving screen.
You're not getting anything by these referees tonight, Tom, that's for sure.
Well, particularly when it comes to the screens away from the basket. I mean, they're in the open floor, and they're taking a look at it. All right, let's see if VCU can do what Will Wade said. Push the pace a little bit. Try to get to the rim. I mean, I know you say 3-pointers. But maybe they have to get it in to get it out.
They do, but move the ball from one side of the floor to the other very quickly, or just do that, go inside to the big
Great
fella.
seal inside by Mo Alley Cox to lay it in. But here comes Dayton quickly up the floor. No hesitation. Gucci Smith wide open with a reverse layup. Is there help defense that's missing?
Yeah, the weak side has to be helpful, but here's the deal. They got shooters. They have guys that can make the basketball. Who is having guarding Gucci? Space him a little bit and contest and make him shoot a short jump shot. Let him get to the rim like that. Can't do that.
Jonathan Williams gets the bucket to go down, and he's fouled. That is an athletic move.
Easier said than done saying space him, but when you give him space, he's like a bull in a china shop. He's coming right at you. See Cunningham late to the party. Get and one when that happens.
Cunningham called for his second personal foul. So that means that Sam Miller will check back in. And Jonathan Williams will go to the free throw line for 1 free throw.
You have all those drivers. You got to see your man, see the ball. You turn your head for a second. Team in the block, they're driving up your back, getting to the rim.
Only the second missed free throw for VCU. Jaquan Lewis covering Cook on the switch. Williams is on Kyle Davis. Now Gucci Smith picks up Jaquan Lewis.
See VCU in zone here, Tom.
Yep.
Switching it up a little bit.
They're trying to shoot over the zone. No good. Tillman with the rebound. Here comes Williams. Williams to the corner for Jaquan Lewis for 3. No good. And the rebound is tipped by Mo Alley Cox and picked up by Cook. Here he comes along with Kyle Davis. And Jonathan Williams fouls him on the floor. We mentioned the last time these two teams faced each other, VCU certainly had the advantage in the paint, but tonight it's the Flyers who are getting to the rim.
It certainly is, and again, they know that in order for them to win this game, they have to be more physical and not be so finesse. And Stu Smith gets to the rim, whether you're making a post up or you're driving to the rim, it's the same thing. Point to the paint are important because they're high percentage shots.
Cook 4 of 6 from the free throw line so far tonight. Now 4 of 7.
I like VCU going zone. I mean, I've talked about, I know Coach Will Wade didn't want to play that much zone, but different games, again, they turn, and you have to do it on the fly. And playing zone may be the thing that helps them here with the tenacity of Dayton going to the rim the way they've been driving.
All right, well, they've got 2 minutes to try to climb back in. They're down by 9 with the basketball. Profield leans it in for Mo Alley-Cox, and he slams it home.
I mean, I couldn't even get it out my mouth. So if I said if I were them, I would go right back to Mr. Cox and keep riding that pony until they make him do something different. So physical inside. He's a beast.
Richie Smith cut off by Lewis. They go to the corner for Cook. 3 men on that side. Now Cook exposed toward the rim. Leaves it inside. It's taken away by Dowdy. Well, Cox was the one who misdirected that. Here's Lewis, open for 3. Stead dribbles in, 15-footer short. Kyle Davis outrunning the VCU defense, and then Dowdy is called for the foul.
See Cox here, the lob. Sam Miller on the, call it the high side. Somebody needs to be on the weak side to catch that lob, but dare I say, Tommy, it doesn't matter who was on the weak side. When a big fella like that gets it, you got to get out of the way.
Yeah, in reality, you do have to get out of the way because you're going to become a poster and you may be slammed to the floor. Kyle Davis makes the first free throw to make it an 8-point game. Ahmed Hamdi will check back in. And Dariante Jenkins, who's been hurt most of the year for VCU. It's nice to see him back in the lineup. He went out on December 30th with a broken foot. He checks in for the first time. Davis makes both free throws. 43-34. Think about Jenkins, who's number 0. He is a 3-point shooter. That's part of the reason why he's in the game right now. Tillman to Lewis. Lewis quickly on the floor on the baseline. Profield has a block from behind by Scoochie Smith. Running with Cook, leads Cook, and Cook lays it in.
Look at this crowd. They are into this game right now. Will Wade's got to get a timeout, T.
His use it or lose it timeout. Soak it in.
They would love to do nothing but to go out and win an outright championship for the Dayton Flyers.
42 seconds to play off the timeout. VCU gets it to Lewis on the curl. Now Tillman, and somehow that went in.
But I like the action, the movement. You talk about pace. That's what that was. Got him caught coming off a screen. Unconventional dunk there, but we'll take it.
5-second difference between shot clock and game clock, so Dayton's just going to hold it. They spread the floor out. Can Scoochie to the basket at some point? Well, we'll find out. Timeout called by Archie Bill. Fire shooting 62.5% in this first half. 5-second difference, shot clock, game clock. Mike Sell against Tillman, curls, shot blocked. I'm not sure if that's what they were looking for. Here comes Jenkins. Jenkins with the game clock at 3, off the glass. Good with his left hand.
I thought that was a little bit of a trap going into halftime.
I see it a lot more, which is going to conflict with the pace that they want to play.
All right, Jamie, we appreciate that. Dayton with the basketball start this second half. Again, if they win, they've won the outright Atlantic 10 championship, the regular season championship, which is not lost on either one of these programs. That ball is dribbled right out of bounds off the foot of Kendall Pollard. So it'll be VCU basketball.
How about that, Tom? 2 possessions. First half, they had a possession of zone. Got a rebound, 1 shot for 3. Turnover here. They got to go to the zone. You got to make adjustments as the game goes on. That's what good coaches do.
Let's see who the first shot of this second half will go to for VCU. Brooks peeking in off the screen for Mo Alley-Cox. They wanted to get it into Mo Alley-Cox. They do. They force the action off the glass. It's good.
You're like Nostradamus over here, Reed.
Well, you can see it happening.
Oh, man, he is a beast. Again, I would go inside out, throw it to them the entire game, and force them to double, and they're going to stay in that zone.
Underneath, Williams can't get the layup to go down. Shot is blocked initially, then the second shot is no good. Dowdy tips it, though, into the hand of Scoochie Smith, and a fresh 30 now for Dayton. These two teams faced each other earlier this year. VCU won that one 73-68. Smith into the paint. His runner is good. That was a little too easy.
That was a little too easy. As Coach Wade says, somebody got to guard Scoochie. Then he said somebody got to guard Smith. I'm like the same thing. Another layup on Mr. Cox. Grown man, as I call him.
Well, this is the first basket for Mo Alley Cox. This had a little different personality to it.
I mean, just throw it up. There's no one that can, his physicality, there's no one on the floor that can match that. Forced him to have to double him or something, and Smith just getting to the rim, doing what he wants. But I would rather that than a layup. I mean, that's a floater. That's a tough shot. Probably not tough for Scoochie, but that's a tough shot to make. But I like the zone. Keep him out of the lane.
Mo Alley Cox makes the free throws. Pretty special guy, isn't he, Jamie?
He really is, and we've had Coach Wade talk about him a little bit more today. He said all of his work comes in the post before he even gets the ball. That's why he's so successful and has one of the highest field goal percentages on this team. He says it's hard to find a guy who wants to play that pure five, and Mo was telling us today, too, what has happened in his career at VCU is his confidence has gone up in the shots that he takes at the post, especially in his left hand.
Yeah, he had a great smirk when we asked him about playing the five. He said, well, I don't necessarily want to do it. He said, but I am a team guy, and that is what the team needs. Scoochie Smith, long-range three. Good! Over the top of Doug Brooks. And the ball goes out of bounds. It's an unforced turnover, and Dayton will get it back. Honestly, I didn't think he had the depth at this moment to shoot this.
There's no question. But here's the deal. If I'm Will Wade, that's the shot I want him taking. I know he made that shot, but that's the shot at the end of the shot clock, contested, that you want him making. He's got to get the rebound and look to go the other way. That's just tough luck there.
Just about 2 minutes into the second half, and it's a 7-point lead for Dayton. Kyle Davis, bounce pass to Pollard. Pollard so athletic when he gets in the air.
He just got great position there. That zone almost becomes a matchup once you make a pass. You got to play him before the ball get there. Pollard's too big and physical. Once he has position, it's a wrap.
Sold out crowd coming to their feet. And now a foul called on Kyle Davis, knocking Brooks to the floor. That's his second personal foul.
Kyle Davis got caught, just completely ran over Brooks, just leveled him. Trying to get out there to contest that three.
VCU will inbound on the baseline. Burgess didn't play a whole lot in the first half. He had 2 fouls into the paint, off the side of the rim, and saved by Mo Alley Cox, but he is out of bounds. This is a pretty big swing right here because VCU had cut this lead to 5, and now it's back to 9 with Dayton having the basketball.
Starting a little full-court pressure.
Pollard right through the middle, lays it in.
Tom Tillman's got to have a little bit more resistance, either take a charge. That's going to get this crowd into the game, and whether they go every single time to the finisher.
Well, it ends a 7-0 run. The bucket by Mo Alley Cox, who's been the offense for VCU in this second half. Of March, we've got a tournament-like feeling here with Dayton on top 54-45 and the basketball. Dayton wins tonight. They win the outright regular season title. They had a share of it last year.
I like them going after him. No call there.
Down low, squeezing it is Cook.
What happens is Cook is off the ball. Number 11, he's the playmaker. So you got to think, you got to account for him that he's going to drive and make plays for his teammates.
Brooks open for 3, second attempt. This one rolls in and out. Rebound is tipped in the air. Hamdi Mohammed has it, goes up, and he's fouled. I would agree with that.
Against the whole team. VCU just relentless in the paint, going after second shots.
Pollard called for his third personal foul, and Hamdi will go to the free throw line. 63%. And he makes the first one. He had a big game the last time these two teams faced each other. When he gets rolling, and if you get the ball into him, he's going to go up. It's not going to come back down.
Right now, VCU's guards going to have to take it upon themselves. They're going to have to really get after number 11 in white. He's the key to this game. He's making everything happen. He's dominating on the offensive end. Looks like they're going to get back in this zone again, but they got to keep him out of the lane and force him to shoot a long jump shot.
2-3 zone with Hamdi in the middle. That means Noah Cox is chasing a little bit. Smith to the left side for Davis. Cook. About the three. Cut off by Brooks. Shot clock at 5. Charles Cook way downtown, and it's no good. His mom and dad are both here. He was shooting it closer to his mom and dad than he was to the basket.
But I like the adjustment Will Wade has made. Again, keep that zone active, but not too active where you're allowing them to get to the rim and see driving lanes. How about that?
Jump stop and Cook with the steal. Burgess from behind with the steal. Flyers want a foul. Cox inside, going to the basket, no good, and he's fouled.